Hello, friend. Welcome to the Intentional Mind Podcast. I'm your host, Ange Barnard, and today we're talking about having more joy-filled days versus busy days. And I want you to think about your life right now. Do you feel like you have so many days during the week that are filled with joy? Or what about, let's just think about one day of the week. What is it typically like? Do you have a lot of joy-filled moments in that one day? Like you could be like, yeah, like I typically enjoy the majority of my day. Or do you feel like the majority of your day is just filled with busyness? Like you're trying to do all the things to catch up, to check all the boxes, and you feel like more and more just keeps getting added to your plate. Or you're feeling like this underlying level of anxiety around trying to do all the things and also thinking about your future self and what you want to do for that future version of yourself and how to set that person up for success. Like you care and you want to be doing those things for her or for him, yet you're just trying to do what you need to do to get by right now too, right? So if that is you, I feel you, and I want to talk about this because I know for sure you don't want to live a life where you are busy AF all the time and you're not experiencing a lot of joy. Because why are you being so busy anyways and doing all the things? Because you believe, there's a part of you that believes this, if you do all those things, then you'll have more joy. Then you'll feel more peace. Then you'll be enough. Yeah? So listen up. I bring this up because I have been filling out my planner, and in my planner, there's a journal prompt that says best moments from today. And lately, I've been struggling completing 3 lines. It's 3 best moments from today. So when I'm filling this out, I think back to my day. And my brain tries to search for things that were really joy-filled. And my struggle lately has been that, yeah, I've been doing a lot, but I haven't been feeling a lot of joy from all the doing. And I'm doing some really awesome stuff. I really do believe that. But because I've been so busy, like jam-packing my schedule, it's like hard for me to be so present to enjoy it. And I think that's happening for a lot of us. So this is why I wanted to bring this up. I want you to think about your best moments that you're having throughout the week. What would you consider the best moments? I bet you it's things that money can't buy that you would consider your best moments. Things like when you're hugging someone that you really love, when you're sitting there and watching the sunrise or the sunset and you're being still, when you're laughing with the people that you love, when you're celebrating something amazing that's happened for them or that's happened for you, and you guys are excited about what's to come. That's one of my best moments is hearing my clients' stories and how they're excited, how they got the amazing opportunity, how God worked in their life, and we're like, oh, it's just so exciting, right? We're celebrating those things. And I've noticed lately, not that clients haven't been getting success, because I've had 2 clients this week who made it on my best moments list because I got to celebrate with them what happened for them. But I noticed that there was a struggle in filling out, again, those 3 lines. And it was like, dang, Ange, if you can't pick 3 things that you consider as the best moments from the day that are joy-filled to you, and that means you ain't doing it right. That means you are being way too busy and not being present and truly enjoying your life. Because let's be real, you're doing all the things because you believe those things will lead to the joy that you want to have, the peace that you want to have. And the best way for you to get those things is to align the energy with it right now. Feel the joy and the peace right now. Act as if you already have those things right now. And then things really do flow into your life. And I believe for me, there are these thoughts that probably from childhood stuff, limiting beliefs, all the things, right? That relate to feeling like I need to work hard to have whatever result I want to have. Like I have to work hard. And I believe a lot of my clients have those same kinds of beliefs where it's like they are very ambitious. They are hard workers. I'm going to say that in quotation marks because I don't want to identify as a hard worker anymore. I'm to the point where I won't even celebrate that in my husband, even though I think he's gritty AF. Like, I am not going to be like, thank you so much for working so hard for us. You're such a hard worker. I don't want to celebrate that because I want to get to the point where you don't have to work so hard to create the results that you want. I want to believe that. And I know that to be true. I know that because when you work with God, things happen so much easier and faster for you. And I feel like a lot of our work is to surrender, is to stop feeling like it's all on us, that we have to work so hard, that we have to stay so busy to create whatever result that we want. Yes, you need to be committed to that vision. You need to show up for yourself, right? But I think a lot of that has to do with you doing the work to get your energy in the right state. And it goes back to the basic things. And this is why in Commit to Your Vision, in my program, we focus on those habits that you have every morning, your morning routine, the stuff that sets your energy up well, right? That gets your energy up. I'm talking about things like that time to be still and actually listen to the divine wisdom that is always being given to you versus staying so busy that you don't even hear the brilliant ideas that Spirit is trying to give you, Holy Spirit, because you're not being still enough. Maybe there's solutions to some of the problems you might be having that it's trying to give you, but you're not allowing yourself to be still to receive it because you're working so hard. You're thinking that, you need to do all this other stuff and that doesn't matter. But that needs to be a priority. So I talk about mindfulness, movement, and mastery. 3 things that I believe are essential to you having good energy every day, getting your energy into alignment first thing in the morning. So check in with yourself right now. How have you been doing with that? Have you been taking the time to be still, to be mindful? Maybe journaling, whatever that looks like to you, prayer. For me, it's a combination of praying when I first get up and actually journaling out my thoughts. That's huge. When I don't do that, it gets crazy town. Like my thoughts, I feel the catabolic energy building up because I'm starting to run with some of those lower energy thoughts and I can feel it. But once I actually write it down and I see my thoughts or I talk about it with a coach, I just got a one-on-one coach to talk through these things. And I was like, oh, yep, this is why I'm feeling this way. It's because I'm thinking this way. And I'm shining lights on that. Then I can do the work to remove that. And then I can remove the catabolic energy. And then the rest of the day, I'm not filled with that underlying like anxiety that's showing up, related to what I've been thinking because I'm spotting it. It's not growing. It's like the garbage that is there is not staying in the kitchen, making it all smelly. No, I'm taking it out daily so it doesn't smell bad. That's how I think about my journaling practice. And the reason my energy lately has been shifting down is because I haven't been consistent with those morning things that get my energy right. So mindfulness, it's for me, again, it's prayer. Like as soon as I open my eyes, I'm like, thank you, God, for all the things. Use me today. Work through me. 2 days ago, I woke up and I was struggling because I did not sleep very well. We've been planning the Intentional Life Retreat, which I want you to come to if you're listening. If you can make it to the Intentional Life Retreat, come. You can go to this event for $99 for the entire weekend with the discount code. Feel free to message me with any questions. But the VIP event is so good. I'm so excited about that. But anyways, it's in Shipshewana, Indiana, October 20th weekend. That's enough about that. I'll put the details about this in the show notes. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyways, it's just been all of the stuff. It's been taking up a lot of my time. So I was up all night planning, doing that. And I just really struggled like in the morning getting up. And I knew I was going to be facilitating all day with my future TEDx speakers. And I was like, God, give me the energy, please, like show up, work through me. And I was like praying over the people before they came. And it was an amazing day. And it was like I had 4 hours of sleep, and I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to be present enough to help them with their ideas, because it takes a lot of mental energy. But it's like somehow I got that energy. It was because I like really connected with God in the morning. I started with thanks. Thank you. I always start my prayer with that. Thank you for all the things. And I envision them. And then I'm like, and work through me. Use me today. Help me. I'm not going to do this on my own, right? I'm not meant to. That helps me a lot. That's part of my mindfulness practice. And then movement. That one, no wonder my energy has been like very low lately. I've been struggling with that. You want to know why? Because I've been prioritizing being busy over taking care of myself, like over the movement. Usually when I first get up in the morning, I'm moving. But what I've been doing is doing all the other work, because I've had a lot going on that I'm deadlines and planning, different events, different speaking stuff, other opportunities I'm working on. And I have felt like I should focus on that first. You hear me shoulding? I should focus on that. That is a lot of the lower energy stuff showing up for me. And if I had a coach like me that could spot that in me, it'd be so helpful to work through that. And that's why I got a one-on-one coach recently. So to help me with these kinds of things, because I've been noticing my energy shifting down. And I know what happens when that continues on, when I continue to let the catabolic energy build up. I don't create the results I want in my life. And I don't have joy-filled days. Then I end up having days where I feel busy, I feel stressed, and it's repeated over and over. And time goes by so fast. And it starts to freak me out even more, because then I'm feeling like I'm living these days over and over where I'm just busy, but I'm not really enjoying my life. All it is catabolic energy festering up, building up. That's all it is. That's it. So if you know how to spot it and get those things shifted in you, game changer. You're going to feel so much more joy right here, right now. You're not going to have to wait for it. And that's what I want all my clients to experience. Even as we're going through this career transition process for a lot of them, we're helping them with their business stuff and things like that. It's all about the energy. It's about you enjoying the journey as you go after that thing. Because you're always going to be going after something. Like, that's just the kind of person you are. So don't you want to be enjoying the journey throughout? Not just waiting until you have the thing to feel the joy. Like, that's not what it's about, because much of our life is the journey piece of it, is working towards the next thing that we desire. We want to enjoy that. And when you do, when you get yourself into that energy state, by noticing what's the things that are bringing you down, what are those sandbags that are keeping that hot air balloon down, usually thoughts, beliefs from childhood stuff. That's often a thing that weighs you down. We call them gremlins in the coaching world. That not enough story, it's usually tied to that in some way. Anywho, noticing those things and shifting those thoughts around it, getting yourself into that higher state. I'm telling you, when you get there, things flow so much better. If you can get yourself to be in that state more, and I really believe that God wants us to be in that state. Wants us to have an abundant life. Abundance is part of what I believe the level 6 energy, the higher energy on the scale of 1 through 7. I believe it resides right there. And when I get myself in that state of surrender, that state of fully trusting, everything feels easy. Everything feels more fun. It's not that hard. Opportunities and things come my way as I'm sleeping. It's like I didn't have to force it. So maybe you find yourself shifting to where you're thinking that you need to work hard, you need to try to force and control this thing to happen, or it's not going to happen. If you're doing that, I'm telling you right now, you're shifting to a catabolic state, and it's not going to serve you. You're actually just going to end up having more busy, stressed out days versus having days where you feel joy throughout your journey. So how do you get there? That's the question. How do you do those shifts? It's awareness. It's awareness around knowing what is taking you down and those thoughts and beliefs, because it's always the thoughts and beliefs. Always. That's causing that. Never the circumstances. I know we want to blame them, but it's never that. It's what you're thinking about it. One of the best things you can do is an energy leadership index assessment. So for you to see, that's something that I offer. You can go to my website and you can find it under programs if you go to angebarnard.com. And that is, you can do one, you can see what the special is on there. I forget what it is on there, but you can go and click and see all the details, or you can message me. But every single one-on-one client does an energy leadership index assessment. Some of my clients don't do it until the end of their whole entire package because of when priorities of like when we started working together. Sometimes it's like they have interviews right away or they have something that is going to take more time. So then we end up learning about it throughout, and then we do the evaluation before they've officially completed their coaching package. But my goal is that every single person gets awareness around this energy stuff. And it's not from a woo-woo place. Please understand that. Every single thing is made up of energy. And again, everything you do because of how you think it's going to make you feel, how you want to feel. You're always chasing that. So if we can come from that place first, and that is going to help us so much when it comes to our vision. We can think about, hey, I want to live most of my life from this higher energy place. So what does that look like? What does that mean for me? It means acting as if too, like you already have the thing, versus feeling like you don't, like you're not enough for it. You're not going to get it. It's still so far out of reach for you. And you keep letting your mind go there. Anxiety will build up. And I struggle with that a lot. That's where I see my catabolic energy showing up, is like where the chasing of the next thing, the feeling like I'm not far enough along, I'm not something enough, fill in the blank. That's where I see it show up for me. So let me tell you too, an experience I had recently with my coach, which you're going to hear from. Eventually I'll have her come on the show so you can hear how she thinks. And, okay, so I was talking to her about how I was feeling like I wasn't, having as much joy-filled days as I wanted to have. I was so busy. I was starting to feel my catabolic energy show up, me getting annoyed of people, feeling like resenting other people, like giving my time away and just feeling like it's not worth it to me. This thing isn't helpful to me financially. It's a waste of my time. This person's asking for all these things from me. And you see how that even sounds? That is that catabolic energy building up. And my normal self doesn't even think that way. And I just want to emphasize that when you are not doing the things that help you feel your best, those high energy generating activities, what happens is you are often easily triggered into the lower states. You start seeing life differently. And that's what I noticed was happening for me. And it all stems back to some limiting belief, some belief around not being enough. Almost all limiting beliefs can be boiled down to the not enough story that I believe is just like Satan's message to us all. Not enough, not enough, not enough. Because God doesn't say that about you. Like, you're already enough. Like, it has nothing to do with what you're doing, how much money you make, the contributions you make, none of that. It's you, period, are already enough. But so many do not feel that way. So, and you feel more and more not enough if you let the catabolic energy generate. So with that said, we were talking about my best self and what my best self would want to think through this season. Through the busyness of the season, what would my best self want to think? How would she show up despite being busy? How would she bring joy to everything? I mean, would she? Maybe she would prioritize it differently than how she set up her schedule. So I want you to think about that for yourself. Your best version of yourself. How would they handle what you're going through? Would they just keep filling up the schedule like crazy and then work really, really hard and then hit the pillow at the end of the night exhausted and then wake up and immediately open your eyes and already feel behind? No, the best self isn't going to show up that way because they're not going to have that rushy, controlling energy because they believe that everything is happening for them. They trust the timing. They trust the one who's in control. And yeah, they're going to show up and be really good stewards of their time. But they're also going to show up very joy-filled. Peace. They're going to prioritize caring for their body. They're going to really be present with the people that they love. And the only way I feel like we can really do that is to really be intentional with our time, for real. And when we talk about being intentional with our time, it's not about being busy. It's about you doing the things that are truly in alignment with who you want to be. The key word is be. That means if you want to be a joy-filled person, then Your activities need to align with what a joy-filled person would be doing. Would a joy-filled person be jam-packing the entire schedule and doing 1,000,000 things? No, most likely not, right? Or if they are doing a lot of things, there's definitely downtime to be still, to laugh, to do the things that fill that section of the planner, best moments from today. Okay, so what I want you to do is to think of 3 things that you feel like help you show up as your best self. What are those 3 things that you want to do every day that help you show up as your best self earlier on in the day? And I know that this can sound contradictory towards like being busy because you're like, oh, I'm going to add more stuff to my plate. No, what I'm asking you to do is to prioritize you and what is essential for you to show up as your best self, because that is going to help you have a joy-filled day versus jam-packing it with all the stuff. And you, at the end of the day, you are in charge of your schedule. You are. So you know that you can make this happen for yourself. So for me, my 3 things are number one, time with God, and actually having time to listen to what the Holy Spirit is saying. And if there's problems I'm experiencing in my life, I can listen for solutions, right? I can pray about it. I can actually take that time to address it versus letting the energy and worry build up around it. So that's for me. Second, the thing is caring for my body in a nutshell. Caring for my body better than what I've been doing. Because when I do not care for my body well, my mind or my physical body or what I'm eating, all of that stuff, drinking water, when I'm not doing that, my energy sucks. It sucks. I come from a catabolic place. So first and foremost, that's essential. So think about that for you. What needs to change there in that area? And then the third thing is spending quality time with people I love. That needs to be a part of every single day to make it joy-filled for me. So how can I, with my schedule, ensure that that is truly a priority in my life? That they're not just getting the leftover version of myself. Like after I burnt myself out through the day, then my husband gets that burnt out version of myself. That's not what I want for my life. So think about that for you. Again, your quiet time with your creator, bringing that into your life. When is that going to be happening for you? Caring for your body. And then quality time with people that you love. Shifting your busyness around to prioritize that so that you show up as your best self with them during those times. All right, y'all. I hope this just got you thinking about showing up as someone who has more joy-filled moments that could fill multiple documents of papers of like the best moments from the day. You're like, how do I even choose the best moments? There's so many. Like that's the kind of life that you want to be living. But in order to live that kind of life, you got to show up as a joy-filled person. That means you're not going to be jam-packing your entire day so that you can't even breathe. Because a joy-filled person doesn't do that. I think about when I travel all the time and I see the happiest people out there. They ain't running around like a chicken with their head cut off. No, they're like just sitting there chilling. Like they can sit and have dinner for 2 hours and just, sip their coffee afterwards and just chill. Like not even worry about staying up all night like me when I drink that coffee. No, they're just like peace-filled there. There's no rush catabolic energy. So what needs to shift in your life to be that person? How would your best self show up today, handling whatever is coming your way? How would that person handle that today? Think about it. All right. I hope you have an awesome day. Again, check out our event if you want to come, all the details. If you have any questions about coaching or anything that's coming up, feel free to shoot me a message. Have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.